Welcome, folks. We begin today a new mimer, new discourse in honor of Tu B'Shvat, the 15th day of the month of Shvat, which is called, well, we'll see. So this discourse was said in 1971 on Tu B'Shvat and was given out in 1991 as they worked over discourse. In other words, what the Rebbe said in 71 and what was printed in 91. So once it's printed, it's gone over with additions. So it begins Arba Rosh Hashanim Haim. There are 4 Rosh Hashanahs. There are 4 beginnings. One is the first of Nisan, which is the head of the months. First of Elul. Hold on 1 second. Second. This is the Mishnah, actually this week's JLI class. So the first of Nisan is the year for kings and for festivals. First of Elul is for the tithing of animals. First of Tishrei is the new year for years. And for Shemitah, sabbatical, and then Jubilee Yoivlois, and for planting of vegetables and so on. And the first of Shvat is the new year for trees according to Beis Shammai, and to Beis Hillel is the 15th of the month. Excuse me 1 second. So those are the 4 Rosh Hashanahs. So we have a debate between Hillel and Shammai. Shammai saying the Rosh Chodesh, the first day of the month, and Hillel saying the 15th of the month. And the halacha is according to Hillel, the 15th of the month. Now we need to understand what is the reason for the change of the Rosh Hashanahs when it comes to the trees. Sorry. From the first three Rosh Hashanahs that are all celebrated on the first of the month. Okay. So the switch up for the fourth one, according to Hillel, which the law goes according to Hillel, not according to Shammai. And to add upon that, to explain in another place that the connection between the three holidays to the 15th of the month right, the three major holidays are Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot. So all of them are connected to the 15th of the month, and that's the full moon. Right, the full moon is on the 15th of every month. New moon is the first of the month, ahead of the month. Wait, excuse me. Which the 15th of the month, being it's a full moon, is an indicator of the completion of the Jewish people. Because we count by the month, because we're similar to the month. So the full moon shows a fullness of the Jewish people, a wholeness of the Jewish people. So we need to understand that since most of the Rosh Hashanahs, right, according to Beis Shammai, all four, but even according to Hillel, 3 out of the 4 Rosh Hashanahs are in the beginning of the month, the head of the month, Rosh Chodesh, which is the birth of the moon. Then the moon is only a sliver at that time that it appears. Why? Because Rosh Hashanah, right? Meaning, remember, there's 4 Rosh Hashanahs here that we're talking about, right? Because the head of that yearly cycle, right? So there's 4 different heads of yearly cycles, we said, right? That are for 4 different purposes, right? There are 4 different purposes. And they all are connected, well, 4 out of 4 for Beis Shammai, 3 out of 4 for Beis Hillel, connected with the birth of the moon, the new moon, right? That then, so it incorporated, it's like the seed that has the entire tree, right? That's what the new month, the new moon, the birth of the new moon is like that new seed that is encapsulates and has in it, that draws from it, from that point, from that seed, if you will, right? Um, the entire month, which therefore, begs the question even more so: why isn't then the head of the year, the new year for trees, the beginning of the month, right? Again, beginning is the head that incorporates the rest of the body. Where the head goes, the body follows. So the body of the month follows the head. It incorporates, encapsulates, has everything in it, has the seed, has the entire tree. And from there, it's drawn and developed from there. So if we're talking about Rosh Hashanahs, right, New Year's, right, so then it would seem that it would be Rosh Chodesh. It would be the first of the month. That would be its parallel. So that's the question, right? So this will be understood by first prefacing um, that the holidays were set. Okay, we're learning right now, and by learning Torah, by learning Chassidus in particular, we can help the world situation. So let's focus in on our learning and all the other troubles of the world. Right now, the way to deal with them is by ourselves engaging in Torah learning. So the holidays are set in the Torah in the times of the completion of a agricultural season. So Passover, Pesach, always has to be in the spring, which is the time of the ripening of barley. Shavuos is also, it's even called the holiday of harvest, because then you're harvesting wheat. And Sukkot is called Chag HaOsif, a holiday of, sorry, Katzir is, no. I mean, it's cutting, to harvest. Chag HaOsif, Sukkot rather, is a holiday of ingathering. Yeah, that's probably. Um, so even though it's regulated, the holiday, based on seasons and the agricultural seasons we just explained, right? But of course, the holiday, the holidays are more of a spiritual nature than they are of a physical nature. So they're more about the spirit that it's bringing out. What's the spirit? What's the spiritual idea of produce? Well, the Jewish people are called produce. As it says in Jeremiah, the holiness of Israel to God, Reshis to Asa. the first of produce. Okay? And this is what it means that the holidays, the three holidays, again, the three holidays, they're called regalim, based on the word regel, foot, because they are the holiday that the Jewish people would go on foot to Jerusalem. Aliyah, 3 times a year to make Aliyah, to come and celebrate the holiday in the Holy Temple. So, based on this idea that the holidays, as we said, are the conclusion, whether of the harvesting, the bringing in of the harvest in physically. So this is also the way it is in the physical, as we know, the principle, and everything in the physical is nishtalshel, is a chain reaction, a devolvement from the spiritual. The physical is the way it is because it is spiritually that way. Right. But just the just as a side point, very important to appreciate that the difference between male and female is not a random difference, and therefore you could change that. It's meant to be that difference because spiritually there's a difference. So, accordingly, therefore, we can say also concerning Rosh Hashanah for the Rosh Hashanah, the new year for trees, that the main idea of Rosh Hashanah is not about the tree. It's about Adam, about the person, right? You don't become tree huggers because it's Tu B'Shvat this Thursday, right? Important point to make, right? But we are similar to trees. We have a relationship to trees. As the verse says, Ki Adam Eitz Hasada, that a person is like a tree in the field. So because a person's like a tree in the field, therefore, in spirit, not in a physical sense, right? So from this is evolves or devolves that Rosh Hashanah of the head of the year for the tree is also physically in a reality according to Beis Hillel on the 15th of Shvat. In other words, the point that we want to make over here is that it's important that we understand this in the spiritual terms, the way it is above. And when we do that, then we'll understand how it devolves in physical terms down here, right? Where it devolves into a physical reality down here, which is such an important idea that the physical reality that we see of anything and everything is really a spiritual reality that comes from above, the divine order of things, and it's that's where we're going with this, to appreciate that notion, and it's not just the physical as physical, right? But here specifically, when it comes to trees, the Torah tells us in Deuteronomy, in Devarim, that person is like a tree of the field. So, and the Talmud tells us actually, because a tree, a fruit tree bears fruit, and that's like a Torah scholar that bears fruit. And further, we can say that in reference to the Jewish people, that they are called produce, meaning they're like wheat and barley, is because their service in fulfillment of mitzvahs, as we will see later, are like wheat and barley, right? In other words, the spiritual idea of wheat and barley is the produce that we have to produce in doing mitzvahs, in our divine service, as we will learn later. It's not for now, it's just setting the right. So the fruit of the tree is the Torah scholar. The tree itself is the engagement in the study of Torah. And that's what it means that a person is like a tree. And it says Adam. It's a so that Adam, there are different names that we use in reference to the person. One of them is Adam, like Adam, right? Adam. So it's Adam, the first person, but it's also Adam, the person, right? So that term of Adam is in reference to intelligence, right? The intelligence of the individual, and the intelligence of the individual, used in the study of Torah. That's what the tree is. And bearing fruit of the tree is the scholar. There's learning, then there's scholarship, that you bear fruit, right? Not every tree is a fruit-bearing tree. And then there is produce, which is not a tree, right? But it is, wheat and barley, which refers to mitzvahs, not Torah. Okay. Oh boy, didn't realize but okay, we got the basis of where we're going. To be continued. See you soon.